Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Video Clips. And just a couple of announcements. Tomorrow, September 1st, two big things. Research Boot Camp. I think we have 5 or 6 slots left, and this is the one where we're going to do some basic training for the first maybe 45 minutes, and then we're going to start doing some research together, looking at things online and figuring out what they mean. What does this study say? How do these two things compare to one another? If you were going to report this to somebody, what would you say that would be accurate about it, and so on. The other thing is that September 1st is the beginning of our Defeat Breast and Prostate Cancer initiative. And our approach, we're not going to lower the death rate from cancer until we stop developing so much cancer. And cancer is a largely preventable disease if you do the right things. So we're going to incentivize people to sign a pledge card saying they're going to eat better, move more, reduce the stress and things like that, things that make your and reduce your body fat, things that actually reduce your risk of getting cancer. And it is so much better to prevent rather than treat cancer. So if you sign the pledge card, we will give you a $100 gift card. If you get 25 other people to sign the pledge card, we will give you another $100 gift card. And you can use one or both toward some of our amazing courses that we offer online and some new that we'll be offering this fall live. All right. So we will pay you to improve your health. How about that? And we'll pay you to incentivize others. We did this campaign just for breast cancer a couple of years ago. It turned out really, really well. We had thousands of people who signed up and many, many people who used their gift cards for courses that they were really interested in and that sort of thing. It was wonderful, but we cannot exclude the guys. So we included prostate cancer for men, breast cancer for women. And by the way, anybody who signs the pledge card, in addition to getting a $100 certificate, will get access to a platform on which we posted recipes and articles and 3 lectures, one on diet and cancer, and then one what you should know about breast cancer, another one what you should know about prostate cancer. Okay, so lots of freebies, lots of gifts, simple signature on a card. I hope you mean it when you sign it. I mean, some people I'm sure will sign it to just get a $100 gift card, but I'm hoping that most people sign it really intend to work on improving their health, because that is something that is definitely under your control. And then don't forget, fall semester is coming like next week. It's really, really time to get signed up for classes and that sort of thing. So if you need to talk to me about it, feel free to send me an email, pamhopper@msn.com, and we will get you taken care of. All right. So speaking of things that you can control and that sort of thing, that's kind of what I want to talk about today. And let me find my notes here. I've titled today's segment, Calming the Chatter in Your Head. And the reason why I wanted to make a video about this is that a lot of people are sideways, and for a really good reason. And these are scary times we're living in. A lot of people are justifiably afraid and anxious, and I can get that way too. But I don't want to stay that way because it's counterproductive in terms of helping to solve problems or helping other people or the current situation. And I also have just made up my mind. I refuse to be miserable while all of this is going on. And misery is a choice, and happiness is a choice. And we all sometimes need to be reminded, or to remind ourselves, of how much control we do have over some things. Well, yeah, I look at my past, and I think the past guides the future if we're smart about it. And I've had some real difficult times in my life, and some of this was due to circumstances beyond my control, and some of it was also pretty self-inflicted. But regardless of the cause, difficult times share some very important characteristics. First, they don't resolve quickly. We have to live with them for a while, and we often have no idea when they're going to end. And I don't think we can put an end date on our current situation. There's another thing these situations have in common too, and that's that we don't know how they're going to turn out. I mean, I've always, on the one hand, I wish I had a crystal ball. On the other side, sometimes it's just kind of interesting to see what unfolds, and that's what we're going to have to do here. The bottom line is that at some point we have to realize that, discomfort, which humans don't like, and uncertainty, which humans don't like any better, is going to continue for a long time. And having said that, as I mentioned, we have some choices about how we're going to experience all of this, and the choices, I think, start with really looking at what you're thinking about, the chatter in your head, and coming up with some alternative chatter in your head. Now, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a mental health counselor, so this isn't advice as much as I'm just going to tell you what my crazy thinking is and how I reprogram myself and get myself off the ledge, because I don't care how strong you are during this particular period of time. There are some times when you're going to feel like jumping off the ledge, and that includes me too. All right, so here's one statement. I've heard people say this. I say this to myself. I don't say it out loud very often, but I can't take this anymore. Well, you can change the narrative. I make myself change the narrative. Yes, I can. I've tolerated this for 18 months. And I can and will deal with it for as long as it takes for things to get better. I can and I will if I choose to, and I do have a choice. I have been in awful situations before and they eventually ended. I survived. Things turned out okay. This will turn out okay too. And I don't know how, but I don't need to know how right now. We don't always get to know how. And that's another thing. It's back to that uncertainty. Humans just don't like uncertainty, and I don't like it either. I just need to pay attention to myself and the things that I can do to make life better for me and make life better for the people around me. Everything is so screwed up. And I've said that too. It's when things aren't delivered on time and when something I need is not available. And just, I mean, you know, we're all a little bit spoiled. I'm a lot spoiled, actually, if truth be known. But actually, everything is not screwed up. The truth of the matter is everything is not screwed up. I have new friends, and my cat is still alive after being diagnosed with a fatal disease over 2 years ago. My business is intact. I love where I live. I have some new landscaping in my backyard. I go out and look at it. It makes me happy. I have good food to eat. The accurate statement, if I was to make an accurate statement, it's not that everything is screwed up, it's that some things are royally screwed up, but not everything. And I still have an awful lot of things to be happy about every day and be grateful for. My life is so restricted. And you know, we all are facing, you know, shrinking of some of our lives, but the bottom line is it doesn't have to be so restricted. There are things I can do. I can get together with friends. I can go shopping in some places. I can volunteer to help someone. I can find another church or synagogue where and meet new people. I needed a new routine and to explore some things anyway. I mean, it's never good to be in a rut. And this situation has shaken a whole lot of people right out of their rut. Then I hear this from others. I'll never, then fill in the blank. Travel, see Europe, go to college, I mean, whatever. Well, catastrophizing never helps. It also doesn't change anything. And the reality is we don't know when and how things are going to change. And so just ruminating makes things more miserable between now and when things are going to get better, whenever that might happen to be. Here's another thought about this. Focus on the present instead of the future. I mean, to the extent that uncertainty is part of this whole thing, and I don't like it, you don't like it, you can reduce stress by finding something that is both certain and present. And this is what I make myself do when I get to the place where I can just feel myself escalating. In this last few days, for a variety of reasons, that's kind of been my mindset, you know, a lot to deal with. I don't want to go into all of it now because, in fact, even just talking about it on YouTube gives more life to it than I wanted to have, right? So, you know, I look at my present right now. Well, it's summertime and it's hot and humid, and that's the weather I like best. I'm busy with things I want to do. I'm reading a great book that I'm going to finish tonight. And one of my favorite authors, Harlan Coben, has a new book out, and they're going to turn it into a Netflix series. But I always enjoy the books better. So I've already downloaded it and I'm going to start reading it tomorrow. I mean, those are things, those are right now things that I'm thinking about. I've got a beautiful dinner planned for myself tonight. I'm just working and taking care of some family things and all that. And I'm just going to focus on right now. And there are good things right now. I'm sitting in my home office and the sky's really blue and the sun's out. And it's going to be a lovely, lovely summer evening, right? Another one, everything is so hard these days. Well, a lot of things are hard, but a lot of things are less hard right now. You know, my life is a whole lot less complicated and more enjoyable than I realized. I really do know who my friends are and who I can trust, and there's some merit in having that all sorted out. I'm not running around as much as I used to, and I'm finding out that I like being more of a homebody. I mean, at some point in time, I'll go some places again. I'll look forward to that, but I don't think I've ever had this much time in one place, and I never would have had the opportunity to find out how much I like time in one place had this not all occurred. So the bottom line is that, you know, this will be over when it's over. What happens between now and then can be day after day of misery and ruminating or not. It's your choice and it's my choice. I'm choosing to make it pleasant and stress-free as possible under the circumstances. And I just want to be crystal clear. I mean, I'm not talking about having happy thoughts. Sometimes I don't have happy thoughts. And I'm not talking about not understanding the gravity of the situation. I totally understand it. And things are messed up. I'm just talking about, it doesn't help me, it doesn't help anybody when the chatter in my head is negative and just well, negative, just negative. It makes everything that's going on worse than it needs to be. And I can make everything that's going on better than it is if I just control the chatter in my head. And by the way, the lessons that you learn doing that come in handy even when something like this isn't going on. We just have a lot more control over our lives and our futures than we realize. We just have to exert that control, and it'll make you feel more in control of your whole world if you do it. So that's my advice today, for whatever it's worth, from a non-mental health therapist and a non-psychologist. Hope it was helpful for you. It was kind of therapeutic, just writing out my notes and getting ready to talk to you like this. Okay, that's it for today. As usual, pass this on to anybody who you think would enjoy watching it. I will indeed be back to you tomorrow with more news.